I apologise, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to see a little bit of a jump cut there. The camera ran out of space, so I had to delete everything that was in the recently deleted so that we could continue, because this is quite a large video. It's taking up quite a bit of space. Now, Charlie, I remember his moveset being similar to Guile's, where he did the flash kick, double flash kick, and the Sonic Boom, and the Sonic Nado, I think was the name of the big finisher. But I'm not exactly sure what this is. I never really played as Nash that much in Street Fighter V. I know that he came back sort of as a kind of fixed zombie. You can see from the face there. I don't know if they've tried to model the glasses in there or not. Yeah, you can see the glasses on that side, but it doesn't look quite so well on the other side of the face, on the green side. But yeah, the character looks very nice. It looks like Charlie. We've got the muscle definition on point once again. Colours are very, very nice. It's very, very cool what they've done with these arcs here, but this feels so dangerous that this could break so easily. You need to be really careful with this figure in particular, I think. So let's move those to the side. And we will look at the next thing. So put these away. Might even just keep these out. Just thinking it might just be easier. Right, deal with that in a moment. So the next one, Street Fighter 3, Third Strike. Now in fairness, I would really prefer they gave me Urien and Gil, but I think if they're planning on doing additional expansions, Urien and Gil might come out together. Oh my goodness. Because of course they are the brothers that rule the Illuminati. And also you can have Urien and Gil come out as Street Fighter 5 variants or Street Fighter 3 variants, so they look exactly the same. So, let's see what we have with Street Fighter 3. We of course have Makoto. There's a very strange thing about Makoto. That Makoto's characters maybe started off as Shun from the second Street Fighter animated movie. Alex from pretty much the main character of Street Fighter 3. You know, the stun gun headbutt. Makoto with the Abare Tosanami? Not sure what that is. Never really played as Makoto that much. Q with the Total Destruction, and there was loads of rumours that Q was secretly Sagat and Q was all these other people, but it looks like Q is just the guy that thinks he's the president of the world in Street Fighter V. And of course, Ibuki with the Yoro Itoshi. Never played as Ibuki that much either. And when it came to Street Fighter 3, I generally tend to stick to the Shota characters. You know, the Ryu, Ken, Akuma, that kind of style. When Street Fighter 3 first came out, I didn't really like the new characters, so there's an interesting little thing for you. So let us look at Makoto, who's very popular in the tournament scene. That was curious. Didn't expect that to happen. We'll be back in just a second. And we are back, and we've got Makoto. Yes, let's just pretend that didn't happen. So as I was saying, Makoto has a weird thing that Makoto's images were leaked before Street Fighter 3 came out, and it was before Street Fighter, the second animated movie, came out, and people thought that Makoto was a male, and then when they saw the animated sequel, they thought he was Shun, but then Street Fighter 3 introduced Shawn, which is the one that throws the little volleyballs like that, and you parry them, and Makoto became a female with her own moveset. Then people thought that Makoto was maybe related to Ryu because she wears the same kind of outfit, but actually Makoto's got her own family, and has nothing to do with Ryu at all. So, there's some interesting non-facts, I suppose. It's all the facts that you thought you knew, but actually weren't. So, very interesting. So let's look at Alex. I'll tried to be more careful this time so that it doesn't explode down the side of the set once again. Didn't even think was a possibility that would happen. So Alex looks like he's maybe in wind-up for one of the rolling clotheslines that he's well known for. The face doesn't look that impressive for Alex, if I'm very honest. I don't like the way that they've done the eyes. I think the eyes are too much pupil. But the muscle structure is absolutely fantastic. They are like so good at doing the muscle definition. Like, see from the back, that looks absolutely fantastic. The dungarees that are pulled down, everything, the little trash cans, well, little what are they called? Drink cans and the little cement blocks. Yeah. So this is obviously from the kind of construction work part, I think, for Street Fighter 3. Which Alex is meant to be a sort of down-to-earth kind of guy. Just big, sort of, I think he's kind of maybe mildly loosely based off of Hulk Hogan. Because he's got that pose when you've got Hulk Hogan against Hugo, and they do the Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant thing. So, that's quite cool. Q. Now, Q is one of my more favourite characters. I don't normally like the characters that, you know, you have to hold something for like a set amount of time, but Q is just so powerful, so strong. That is. I'm also really good with Remy, actually, which is a shame that they didn't give you Remy, who is rumoured to be Guile's son, but there was no confirmation of that, because Remy's entire storyline was about his father, that you never see, and he's got a very similar moveset to Guile. So here we have Q, so it's easy enough to do his face, because his face is just a metal mask. He wears this sort of detective outfit, and obviously he's got the big, huge punches, and can dive across the entire screen, which is very cool. Oh, he's got the newspaper in there. Well, let's take a quick look at the newspaper, if that will come into focus. The Fighting Times. So yeah, you can see there's a lot of detail put in there. You can see a kind of character's face over on the right hand side there. Not really sure what the rest of it is, but that's really cool detail, you know, that they can put that much into it, especially when mass producing like this. Again, I quite like the texturizing that they've done on the jacket. Not sure, is this a blemish here? This little dot here? Can everyone see that? Don't know what that's about. The rest of it seems fine though. So that's a very strange thing. The belt looks really nicely done. Yeah. Like the open grip hand along with the clenched fist. Like, you just, like, it makes it look like it's not even a hassle for him, you know, because like he's not tensing up the rest of his body. Like, it's just this one, he's just going to like, you know, just like it's no problem. And now Ibuki obviously with her pet raccoon, which she can do Naruto-like things with, that she can. Okay, so we have to be very careful with Ibuki, because I see the hair in the back here is very kind of pernickety. So it looks like her leg is kind of caught in here. So we can get the leg out, and we can get the base out. Right, so I've got that part in there, and now it's just a case of unhooking the base. There we are. Okay, so Ibuki, I think this is one you have to be very careful with, because that hair looks really fragile. She's also got the flying kunais that she's in mid-throw, and she's on top of the roof that she's always on. I love this little raccoon character that she uses. You see him at the start of the Street Fighter 4 intro as well, where someone goes to grab, I think it's Guy, goes to try and grab Ibuki, and she throws a smoke pellet, and when he looks at what he's grabbed, he's actually grabbed the scruff of the raccoon, but the raccoon's wearing an outfit like Ibuki's, so that's quite cool. You can see the leg muscle there on the side. very well detailed in the shoulder muscle, the upper elbow here. The face looks really well done as well. They seem to be really good at doing the female faces, I've noticed. Because, yeah, let's take a quick look at Makoto's face. We didn't really get a chance to look at her. I think it looks pretty good, actually. Yeah, you can see that looks well detailed. There's maybe a little bit too much forehead, and maybe bring the hair down just a tad, but the hair is supposed to be like firing up, like she's preparing her big straight punch. But yes. And we didn't look at Makoto's base either. This is sort of like the sand garden with the little stones, which is meant for, like, you're meant to garden it and it's meant to make you meditate almost. The idea of doing something without thinking about it. So, let us take this aside and we move on to the next one. Got my view characters over. Also, see, I'm taking care of these because this is not a cheap thing. I paid £410 to get the entire thing, which I think is actually a fairly good price because I've seen it go for much more. I didn't get it on Kickstarter, I had to get it afterwards. I didn't actually find out about it until after the Kickstarter had already ended, and then I found someone that had it all in hand. So this hasn't been released to the public yet, this is still the Kickstarters that are out, but I think it's coming out soon. It's very interesting to see. So this is the Street Fighter 4 bundle. I had to check that was Street Fighter 4 and not Street Fighter Alpha because it comes with Cody and Guy even, but no, yeah, both of them were in Street Fighter 4. Just a little mad bit of nonsense there. So of course Cody with the Final Destruction, Sea Viper with the Burst Time, Guy with the Bushin Musou Renji. Ah, the Musou Renji, yeah, I know what that is. And Jury with the Feng Shui Engine, which I think is does she normally say the I'll have my revenge? Is that the thing from Street Fighter X Tekken? I remember that she does it to Jin, and then Bison to the Psycho Crusher, and then Jin to Devil Jin, which is very, very cool. So let us look at Cody first. Shoulder was stuck in there a little bit. So Cody, of course, now a criminal after Final Fight. I can't remember what it is he gets arrested for. I think the cop in Final Fight has something to do with it. Who's like maybe the fourth boss, I think. Big guy, kind of loosely based off of Big Boss Man. But yeah, later Cody ends up serving his time, or he gets out of prison or whatever, and he becomes the mayor. He takes over Mike Hager's job, as far as I remember. So as you can see, this is the sort of, I think this is meant to be the jail area, because there's where the fight happens in Street Fighter Alpha, at least. The jail is broken in front, and I think it's sand out there, and these are representative of the bricks. So this does put me more in mind of Street Fighter Alpha Cody, rather than, and as you can see, he's got the knife there, which the knife, when you play as Cody, it sits in the middle of the stage, and Cody can pick it up and it deals additional damage and can do some additional moves. So let's look at Sea Viper, who, I can't remember Sea Viper's storyline. She worked for a secret agency or something. Her moveset is very, very similar to Terry Bogard from Fatal Fury, actually. So if you know how to play Terry Bogard, you probably know how to play Sea Viper as well. So there's a little hint for you. That's the symbol of the organisation that she works for. And I think she's got like a kind of superpowered suit, where like the fists have like electricity in them, the shoes have fire in them, and other such things. I think you see that happen a little bit. So yes, very cool character. Once again, the face looks really nice. Oh, maybe not. The eyes look a little bit strange. Like, from a distance, like maybe it's just the glass making it look worse than what it is. But once again, like the hair detail is fantastic. The body, the pose, the texturing. There isn't that much texturing here actually. But yes, very nice. Certainly looks like Sea Viper. You wouldn't be able to tell that it wasn't Sea Viper. Now let's go for Guy, one of the other main characters of the Final Fight series. The Final Fight series and Street Fighter series are supposed to be canon to one another. And as you can see, Guy is sort of in the middle of his version of the Tatsumaki, which... Did Guy do the Tatsumaki first? Maybe. You can see he's wearing the Bushido outfit. He's got the little chest armour and such. With the gloves on. If the camera would focus. Focus camera, you were doing a good job before. Focusing, there we go. You can see he's doing the Ninpo stance with the 2 fingers up. I really like what they've done here with the legs. You know, just to give the idea of just how fast he's doing it. And of course the base is, I think that's supposed to be more in Street Fighter Alpha stage. There's a very cool thing that if you do Cody versus Guy in Street Fighter Alpha, Cody walks in and there's a whole bunch of metal canisters, like the metal barrels, and Cody punches his way through all of them, and Guy just does his special. When he does the special, it actually takes his health off. You can actually see up in the top right corner his health goes down a little bit, but then he walks over a chicken, a cooked chicken, and that restores his health at the start of the battle. So that's very cool that they put in the reference that Guy can still expend a little bit of his energy to do his kind of special move. So, and this is the special move that he does, the spinning kick. And last but not least, of course, we can get her out. As you can see, working for Sin. Sorry about that there, folks. Yes, this is Juri. I don't know if Juri is any relation to Junie or Julie, who are the two that work for Shadowloo. I think Bison just had a whole bunch of sort of Shadowloo girls. And I don't know if Juri is meant to be an expansion of them, and she just jumped out and came her own thing. But she works with Seth in Street Fighter 4, and I think she's got a little bit of a grudge towards Bison, but I can't remember her exact storyline. I think her storyline is kind of mystical. She always got the spider image going here, and she does a lot of her things with her kicks. I think that's maybe her going for a fireball, because her fireball is done with a kick. She's also got a sort of Shoryuken move where she spins upwards, and lots of other. I think she's got one that goes pretty much full screen across the bottom. That's maybe her finisher actually. I never really plays Juri that much. In Street Fighter 5, she wears the eye patch because under one of her eyes, she gets the Tandon engine, like sort of integrated into her head. And in Street Fighter 5, she resurrects Seth, but as a female by accident. And Seth, rather than stealing characters' moves from Street Fighter, he steals characters' moves from everything. He's got a lot of JoJo's moves, which is rather quite hilarious. So, quite happy with these characters. Let's look at the face of Juri. We didn't do that. So yeah, once again, the female face is really good, really on point. It's just some of the male ones they're having problems with. Actually, Guy's face looked pretty good. Yeah, that looks okay. I like the muscle texture on the shoulder, and I like the... See this part here on the chest? That's actually moulded in, that's not painted on. So that's a very, very cool detail. They put a lot of effort into these, like more effort than what was technically needed, I think. I think people would have still bought it. And these characters are sort of amiibo sized, so it's really nice to have just all of these really lovely pieces of artwork. Especially if you are a Street Fighter fan, like I am. Right, we have 2 left to go. We have Street Fighter Alpha. So let us get into this one. Movement of the camera because it's trying to pull this out. I'm already laughing at the Dan one. So let us see all of our things. So R. Mika with the Peach Assault, which is a widely popular move by a lot of the fan base. I'll let you work out why for yourself. Dan with the Hogadoken, arguably one of the worst fireballs in any game. Karen, wow, I'm not even going to pronounce that. That's crazy. Interestingly, Karen was supposed to come into an earlier game than Street Fighter Alpha, and she had. I mean, was it Street Fighter Alpha 3 that she debuted, or was it Street Fighter Alpha 2? But I think she was supposed to be in Street Fighter Alpha 1, and she was going to have the same costume as Sakura, and for some reason they just dropped the character. So that's interesting. And Sakura with the Haruranman. So let us take a look and see what exactly we have here. These ones look quite cool. Street Fighter Alpha is one of my more favourite games. The Street Fighter Alpha series. So we have R. Mika, who is obviously the female wrestler. Works alongside and trained by Zangief, holding the microphone, shouting out to the audience. So presumably that is like the ring. Yeah, the Japan Women's All Wrestling Iwashi? So yes, here we have R. Mika. So yeah, she's wearing all of her things. It is the most common costume that she's known for. I think the yes, I see that they've made the peach quite profound there. I think they're just kind of adding these parts here where they're not wholly necessary. Maybe that's her preparing to go for the peach assault. The peach, is it not Peach Bomber? Is that the name of her big thing? Where she jumps at the opponent back first, not unlike the ways of Rikishi from the old Wrestling Attitude era. Right, let's move on to the next one, which is Dan, which this looks fantastic actually. Right, now, Dan is one of my more favourite characters. I think Dan is like a lot of people's, favourite kind of characters, just because he's quite hilarious. His whole gimmick is that he's not exactly the best at fighting, but his father was killed by Sagat. It wasn't actually Sagat's fault, if I'm honest. I kind of sympathise with Sagat, because Sagat thought he had won the fight, and Sagat goes over to help Dan's father, and Dan's father jumps up and he takes out Sagat's eye, which is why Sagat only has one eye. And Sagat says, no, that was my fault. I shouldn't have assumed that the fight was over. And then he kills Dan's father right then and there. So, I'm trying to get this out here. There we are. Like, his shoulder was getting a little bit in the way, so now that we've got the shoulder out, we can get the base out, and we can just push the rest of the character. Then there we go. I think it's just the base that's holding him back now. There we are. So, as you can see, Dan is doing his patented Hogadoken, which is a very, very small and crappy Hadoken. and you can see that the Dan's Dojo's lessons have went from $100 down to only $5, and Dan is doing his patented thumbs up taunt, which is fantastic. This is actually a little bit movable, so that's worrying. I don't know, right, if we maybe just show this here. But, so just be careful with that, obviously. Is that a little bit of paintwork there on the chest, or is that meant to be that way? Can't tell. Unfortunately, I can't read kanji, which may be a good thing, actually. I don't know what it is that Dan has written on his back, but yeah, it's wearing the same kind of gloves as Ryu. But yeah, the pose and everything, that is just perfect. That is exactly Dan. I'm very curious, what is Dan's health? So let's see here. Armika moves 2, 12, health 24. Dan moves 3, health 25. My goodness. He's actually pretty decent, I think. I mean, it could be all his cards suck. That would be very on point for Dan. Right, so let us get out... you know what, let's get out Sakura first, because I think she looks maybe a little bit easier. There we are. So Sakura in her patented sort of win pose, as you can see, she's got her school bag on the ground there. This is supposed to be outside of her house from her Street Fighter Alpha page. I don't know what I think the translucent bit here, that is just for the sake of having translucent. This part here isn't actually connected to the fist. That's interesting. So this is actually all entirely separate from the rest of the figure. You can see, yep, once again, the face model, that's pretty good for Sakura. Yep, certainly looks like her. They've got pretty good detailing on the gloves, the body, the rest of the clothes. Yeah, I think that looks like pretty good Sakura. She's wearing, obviously, the headband. I think there was rumour that the white headband that she wears is supposed to be the white headband that Ryu wore in Street Fighter Alpha series. Like, Ryu gives it to her, and then Ryu dons the red headband. The red headband used to belong to Ken in Street Fighter Alpha series, when Ken had his long hair and a big ponytail. So, there you are, just a pass down of headbands. But I don't know, I think she maybe just has the white headband because she likes Ryu. I don't think Ryu actually gave it to her. Unless someone in the comments below can let me know. I'm not entirely sure. So now let's look at Karen. If we can... she's pretty stuck in there. There we go. That's her. Nice and easy. And Karen... I think this is sort of like kind of parry thing. I can't remember, does Karen have a parry? See, Karen is very, very similar to a character in Tekken who has a butler. I can't remember what her name is, but I always get the two kind of like confused with one another because they're very similar. Like, even their storyline is quite similar. I think Karen... She had a feud with Ken. I think she fights on her boat, doesn't she, Karen? The ship that she owns. And Ken is quite rich as well. I think it's because they're both wealthy that they met up somewhere or whatever. Maybe Ken beat her in a nationals or something. I can't remember the exact story for Karen. So as you can see, I keep saying I'm a Street Fighter fan, and I know a lot of detail and lore on specific characters, but not all the characters. Fortunately, I'm not an expert of everything, so let us move these characters over to the side. And I think we are ready for the last one. Obviously we're missing the map packs, but when the map pack does arrive, I'll probably do a video on that, unless I don't think the map pack is particularly interesting. So this is the last one, which is the stretch goals. Now this one is quite a large box. This is the real big thing that you wanted, because it's got some really cool characters in here. So let us try opening this up. You'll see exactly what it has inside. So it says here, arcade, one arcade cabinet, large, 3D object. The Capcom Cup, there's how to use it. There it shows you how to use the car bonus stage. So it's got a board set up for it as well. Well, that's interesting because, right, so this is what it says here, but what we've got over here, which came separately, or just included with it, is the stickers for the damaged car. But these are stickers which I don't really want to go taken off. So, I'm hoping that all this stuff is in here. The car bonus stage and such. And the little arcade cabinet. That'd be nice. But that might be part of the map pack. I'm not sure. So we'll just need to wait and see. So, oh well, top part comes off. So let's take this out. And there's another layer underneath here. So let's look at everything first of all, before we start looking at individual characters. So it has a sheet of paper separating it. Ah, right, okay. No, we do have some things here. Okay, this is exciting. So, sheets of just square paper separating these. So this must be that'll be the Street Fighter arcade cabinet. Oh, that's quite cool actually. So let's take a quick little zoom in on that if we can. So yeah, there you can see that it's very, very like the original arcade cabinets. So that's quite a cool little thing to include in there. We then have this board, which, oh, this is Ryu's board, like the rooftop from the original. And on the other side, it's Ken's stage, from the side of the water, and you can see the boat on the side there. Apologise for the camera moving. It's difficult to get it up close to this without heading off the side of the camera. So just remove these two little sheets of paper. Don't think they'll be useful or needed. In here we have a whole bunch of decks and a few characters, which we'll just try and fill up. This is quite heavy, my goodness. So let me just move this over to the side. And let us see exactly what we have here. So, before we move into the characters, let's take a look at the rest of this. So this is the car bonus stage. That's good, that's good. I'm quite pleased that that is in there. The other side is just plain black, but there's the damaged stage. So hopefully the other parts of this are in here as well, because I was looking forward to the car bonus stage. It did look kind of cool. We have a lot of things in here. So we have the life counter for Gotetsu. Is it Gotetsu or Genryu? Gouken, sorry. Gotetsu is the one that trained Gouken and Akuma. Keep getting those two mixed up. But yes, we have a Gouken counter. It's interesting. These are all parts of the car. That's quite cool. And on the other side, yeah, so it means you can, like, presumably there'll be some rationality as to how to use these to do the car destruction stage. It does come with instructions, yeah. I had to think there, like, if it did come with instructions or if we'd missed out on that, but no, they are there, so that's good. Let's just see what we have here. We have a boss challenge for Gouken, so that's cool. You can get a Shin Gouken fight. We have Violent Ken. Oh, that's nice. Oh, Violent Ken is going to be awesome. Violent Ken, technically a new character to Super Street Fighter 2 Ultra on the Switch, but he was also in Capcom vs SNK, and also, first of all, he was in Street Fighter the animated movie, when Bison takes control of him and he gets possessed by the Psycho Power, which turns into the final fight of that movie, and then Ryu and Ken fight alongside each other to take on Bison. So let us take a look at all of these sets of cards here. So we have Fei Long. Oh, Gale was the upside. Sonic Hurricane. That's what I was thinking. It's Sonic Nado, I think I said earlier, but Sonic Hurricane. T-Hawk with the Raging Typhoon, yes. T-Hawk, yeah, it does have huge health, as I thought he would. This T-Hawk is almost Zangief. DJ, Sobat Festival. Oh, there's almost one upside down. E Honda with the Ultra Color Head Ram. Yeah, I know what that is. I just didn't know that's what its name was. And Evil Ryu with the Metsu Gosho Ryo. I always thought it was the Metsu Gosho Ryo Ken, but maybe it's just Gosho Ryo. Maybe the Ken's unneeded, and Ken just means fist. We have Blanca with the Shadow of the Earth, which I think was became a finisher in Street Fighter 4. Kami with the Gyro Drive Smasher, and Cannon Spike. Dhalsim with the Yoga Catastrophe. You can do some really cool stuff with the Yoga Catastrophe, like set it off, teleport behind the opponent, and then combo them into it. And over here, we have the last few cards, which is Gouken with the Shin Shoryuken, which is the true Shoryuken. Oh, right, this is a boss one. So there's the boss Gouken, regular Gouken, and then Balrog with the Violent Buffalo. So that's very, very cool. Very nice to see all of that indeed. So now we shall take all this stuff away and we will look at the models, which I think is what everyone came here for. So let's move this away first of all. We'll take a look at these 4 models first of all. So we have the special Kami in the Bison outfit. So I think this was a DLC costume at some point, where Kami, of course, was brainwashed by Shadowloo and did some assassinations for Bison. And I think this is what was intended if Bison took over Kami's body at any point. This is what the character would look like. But they never went with that. Kami got herself saved and starts working alongside Chun-Li, if I remember correctly. You can see, I really like the shadow fire at the bottom here. The face, that face is probably the best face we've seen yet. Really well done. The model structure, yep. So very, very cool, very on point. And the cape looks absolutely fantastic, and so does the hair as well. If the camera would focus on it, yeah, you can see all the detail there and all the braids. So it's very, very nice. Then we have Fei Long, who is the resident Bruce Lee of this game. Most games have a Bruce Lee. In Mortal Kombat it's Liu Kang, in Tekken it's Law. In fact, actually Tekken has 2 of them, it's Law and, well, Martial Law and Forest Law. Forest Law took over in Tekken 3 for a brief stint. But Martial Law is the main one, the original. You can see Fei Long is in patented style jump kick. And he's really stuck in here. There we are. So yes, there's Fei Long with the big fire kick. From what I remember, Fei Long's finisher in the original Street Fighter was a sort of flaming kick where he kind of spins upwards. But this one they went for kind of more of a sort of a flying fire kick, which I don't actually remember him having. I know he's got the down to forward punch 3 times for like the 3-hit combo. I do like the kind of jump motion that they've given him. in obviously this kind of perfect pose for jump kick. And I can't read kanji, but I think this is that's the stage that he fights in that's got the dragon in the background. So yeah, that's all very good, very nice. Let's look at the master of the Yoga Tashri, the reincarnation of the fire god, Dhalsim. According to Street Fighter V, Dhalsim was the one that taught Ryu and Ken how to use Hado, which is not true. Don't believe that in the slightest. So yeah, you can see Dhalsim. He's got his legs folded. He's doing this. It's almost like he's going for the yoga teleport, but he's also doing the yoga flame. He's got the fire all around him. It's just a very nice, characterized look for Dhalsim. It's very, very on point to the character. Just sort of a sand kind of stone texture effect here on the base. Maybe this is supposed to be part of the elephant stage. I'm not sure. The face actually looks really good on Dhalsim as well. The skulls look really good. Muscle structure. The outfit. I'm not sure what these blue parts are supposed to represent. The fire makes sense. Maybe the fire wasn't sufficient enough and they added in the blue part later. Not sure. No, because this here shows that this was always intended. Not sure what that blue part's about. Maybe it's just supposed to show the idea of the teleport. Maybe that's what it is. And of course, Blanka, who's covered in electricity. Blanka has went through many storylines. The least true of all is the one from the Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, where they made Blanka and Charlie Nash into the same character, and Dhalsim was a scientist, and oh, what a mess that movie was. Like, I mean, it's fine for a movie, just don't believe anything that it tells you, because none of it is canon to the Street Fighter lore at all. If we can just pull you out just a little bit, there we are. Ooh. And you can see Blanka. So obviously they couldn't have Blanka in mid-roll because that wouldn't make for a very good figure, but they've got him kind of preparing for the role, I think. Once again, face, not the best looking face we've seen, but the figure itself, in terms of the electricity, the movement, looks very, very nice. It's the wooden base from his stage, where he fights in Jamaica. I won't say it's Jamaica. It's got the big giant snake in the background, all that kind of thing. Yeah, this looks like a really nice Blanka. They've got the hair down really well. I imagine that the body hair was difficult to try and make that into a character, but they've done pretty well with it. The chains look very good as well. You can see just in there that it's got a little bit of detail on it, on the ankle bracelets. So, yes. Can't remember what Blanka's whole storyline was, but like his mother finds him at the end of Street Fighter 2 and she recognises him because of the bracelets on his ankles. Rather nonsense. So, right, we are down to the very last thing. But it is a big one. So, let us just go through this. I think just to make ourselves some space, we'll just move these characters over to the side. Cammy and Dhalsim. Okay, so let us see exactly what we have in stock here. So, let's start off with Colonel Guile, who of course, US Marines, he wants revenge for Charlie. Yep, you can see that that is the Air Force base, and he's in the middle of doing the Sonic Boom. He's got the American flag tattoos on his shoulders. If the camera would focus. Thank you. Really well done in the muscle structure. Once again, the face, I think it's the eyes. I think it's the eyes that I just don't like. It doesn't look that fantastic. Boots look really good. The camouflage is really well done. That can't have been easy to pull off. But yep, no, they've done a fantastic job there with Colonel Guile. Let's move on to everyone's favourite character, DJ. I feel the only reason that DJ was included is because he was one of the original 12 from the Street Fighter The New Challenges, because other than that, DJ doesn't see an awful lot of use. Doesn't have a lot of storyline, doesn't have a lot of anything really, other than that he was able to do a 6-hit combo in Street Fighter 2. So you can see here, yep, it says maximum. He's got the little, what are those called, maracas? Yep, it's on his stage where it's all the people in the background doing all the dancing and the singing and such. And I'm not sure what move it is he's meant to be in the middle of doing. He does have the multi-punch thing, the ta-ta-ta-ta-ta, but I don't know if it's meant to be like the end of that combo. Looks like he's maybe trying to do a sort of knee and uppercut. This is actually quite cool because these two aren't joined. So this fire here all comes from the arm, which is quite nice. You can actually see a bit of where that's been glued in. It looks like they've moulded the arm separate from the rest of the body, and then it's been put in and glued. And you can, it's not great when you're able to actually see, the glue parts, the way of how this all works. Yeah, you can kind of see just the shine off of it. The hair looks really good. The colours are really on point. Yep, the muscle structure looks really good. The face actually looks quite good for DJ. They've done a really good job with that. Once again, I think it comes down to the eyes. I think so long as the eyes are more white than black, overall looks better. This might be my favourite character of the whole thing. Yes, Evil Ryu. Anyone that's seen any of my playthroughs of Street Fighter sees that I do quite enjoy Evil Ryu. He does have the hole through his chest that was given to him by Akuma. It turns into the heaven symbol on his back. So that's quite cool. Once again, he's got the red and blue parts, very similar to the Akuma figure. He's got the bright red hair as well. The face looks okay, I think. Oh, maybe it doesn't actually. Well, when you really like zoom in on the face, you can kind of see like, it looks a little bit derpy. But other than that, like, so long as you don't pay attention to the face, he's got all the kanji on his belt, the muscle rip, the shredded clothing. Yeah, that looks really nice. And the base, just a basic wooden base. Don't know what that is in reference to. Interesting. Now, let's look at the Master of Nothingness, Gouken. You can see that the transparent energy that they've got here, they've got clear and just blue, as if to... It looks like he's preparing to do the Shoryuken, the Shin Shoryuken, like the true Shoryuken. You can see there he's got the big long hair. So, interestingly enough, the character design of this character came from, I think it was a UK magazine that said that you could unlock Shenlong, and that Shenlong looked like this from behind. He had long white hair and he was in the middle of doing a Shoryuken, but it was obviously just a cover-up. It wasn't a real thing, it was just a kind of joke. But it became such a big thing in the fan base that they ended up making this look like what the character was, and they gave him the Shin Shoryuken. So, although it wasn't called Shenlong, obviously, because that would be just ridiculous, but the rest of it is pretty much on point. So let's look at Balrog. Previously, well, that's quite cool. It says Crazy Buffalo from his stage. Previously, this guy was M. Bison, which is obviously a play on Mike Tyson, but they were worried about getting sued by Mike Tyson, and why wouldn't you? Because Mike Tyson is freaking scary. So he changed his name to Balrog, and if you're ever playing in tournaments, generally they're referred to as Boxer, Claw, and Dictator. So this is Boxer. And in Street Fighter 1 there was a character called Mike who was very, very similar to Balrog, but in Street Fighter 5 they confirmed that Balrog and Mike are two separate characters. So that's a little interesting tidbit for you. And it looks like he's doing his running uppercut. What is it? You hold back for 2 seconds, then forward and kick for the uppercut, and forward and punch for the straight punch. So that's quite cool to see. Or it might be part of the Crazy Buffalo, was it Raging Buffalo combo? The face looks really good on Balrog. They've done a really good job there. I like the detail, especially in the word champion across the belt. And yeah, they've got the gloves and everything there. Yeah, this is a really nice figure. Goken's also a really nice figure. I forgot to say that. Let's look at Goken's face. I didn't quite look at that. The eyebrows are a bit thick, but he's meant to have thick eyebrows. Yeah, the face looks alright actually. Yep, really is. It's the eyes that make the difference, I think. Let us check out the Sumo E Honda. Yoskoi. Don't. Is E Honda meant to be a Yokozuna? I could believe that he was Yokozuna. Yokozuna is the highest rank of sumo that you can get, so it makes sense that if he's trying to prove that sumo is the greatest fighting style in the world, that he would be best at sumo wrestling. So yes, as you can see, that's him in the middle of the 100-hand palm, which is very, very cool. This is one of my more favourite techniques they've done with him and Guy. This is the bathhouse that he's in. I like that they've given him the kind of muscle structure. Yeah, they've not given him much muscle on the belly, but I mean, sumos are mainly muscle. They're not fat like you think. And he's got the hair up in the top knot, and the face looks really well done as well. I think maybe these figures were made a little bit later than the other ones, so yeah, they've done a really good job here with the 100-hand thing. The sort of clothing that he wears, I think initially this was supposed to be like a bath towel, but then they changed it to like an actual kind of gi. They've done that really well. They've got the colours perfect. The way that you use the lines is very, very cool, because you can screw that up really easily. But yeah, well, this is a really nice E Honda figure. Let's move on to Kami. And it looks like she's maybe in the middle of her cannon spike. It should be a little bit more like that for cannon spike. This one's downwards. Maybe they probably didn't want to make the character look like that, but they know what you're thinking. This is her stage from Street Fighter 2, the new Challengers, where it's got the crows flying about in the background. Yeah, I remember this very well. Kami's, like, the computer playing as Kami's actually really, really strong. I've got a friend who's really good at playing Kami. I've never been able to play as her properly, but yep, no, she's a really cool character if you know how to use her. Yeah, she looks really good, and once again the face looks really nice. Again, they're really good at doing the female faces. Now we're going to leave this one for the end, so let's look at T-Hawk first. If you can get that. So T-Hawk looks like he's in or preparation for the dive, the Condor thing. Condor thing, yeah, that's the official name of the move. Base that's stuck there. Okay, there we go. So yeah, you can see that looks quite cool, because obviously the way that T-Hawk is meant to be from this kind of angle, where he's coming down at the opponent from the mid-air range, but they've got him just kind of jumping up. And this comes from his stage as well. It's got the big animals in the background and such. Is it elephants in his background as well? The hair looks a little bit off colour. I think his hair is a little bit bright for T-Hawk. I think T-Hawk's hair is meant to be a little bit darker than that. Face looks alright. Yep, they've done the denim pretty well. T-Hawk is meant to be quite muscular, quite massive. So, yep, no, that looks really cool. Especially, see if you have the character in the right pose, you know, where it's like that. You know, like you could see, you know, like something like this, you know, and that would look really cool if the camera would focus, which is not. Okay, so let us take a look at the cup, first of all. I'm not sure what the cup is. I'm sure that this is a game mode. Maybe something like a sort of capture the flag kind of thing. If it'll come out. It's quite a bit of refusal. You know what? Let's just look at Violent Ken first, because Violent Ken is one that I really want to see. We have been saving him for the end here. So interestingly enough, there isn't an Evil Ryu in Japan. In Japan, Evil Ryu is just called Ryu with Malicious Intent. And it's not meant to be like a kind of separate character, it's more just meant to be Ryu if he genuinely gives into the dark nature of the Hado. And as you can see, Ken here is in mid Tatsumaki. This is the dark Tatsumaki with the... Oh, that's quite cool with the back. And you can see he's got the Shadowloo symbol on his back. It's the Psycho Power coming out of the back of it. The Psycho Power just on the fist and the body. And you can see that the ground is kind of broken in two there. Yeah, that's really cool actually. And the face looks good as well. It's got a kind of grin. Nose is a little bit off. The eyes, it looks okay. It looks decent. But in terms of the actual figure himself, yeah, that looks pretty cool. That looks like a Tatsumaki, which is very, very nice. And the very last thing, let me just try and get this out of here. The quick shove. So this is actually hollow on the inside. It's obviously a cup that has... Oh, hey, camera, focus. There we go. That was weird. Move that over there. So it's a cup. It's got Ryu on the front of it in mid Shoryuken. Maybe it's supposed to be like that, you know, kind of raising his fist, you know, in kind of victory. Little victory cup. It's quite plain, but it looks alright. It looks nice for what it is. And like I said, this is hollow entirely. It's got some writing here. It says Capcom licensed for use by Jasco Games LLC on it. And you can see the little fist sticks up here at the end. So yeah, that's quite cool. And now, just to finish it off, let's bring back all of the other characters. And we shall just quickly take a look at each of them. Won't hold them all up to the camera, I'll just bring them in. So let's keep Evil Ryu and Violent Ken to the front. We'll keep Kami to the front as well, because she's got an evil character. And Goken as well. So, Balrog, you can go here. And Sumo E Honda. T.E. Hawk. Let's see who else we bring back. There's Dazio and Kami. Let's compare the two Kamis actually. If the camera would focus to let me compare the two Kamis. It really doesn't like looking at two things at once. There we go. So yeah, both of these Kamis look really good actually. It's really nice, two of them. We have Blanca and Fei Long. Then from the Street Fighter 4 series, bring in C. Viper and Cody, along with Juri and Guy. Next we'll go for the Street Fighter 3 characters. Let's bring in Alex Nabuki, and Makoto and Hugh. And then we'll bring in the Alpha series. No, let's bring in the Street Fighter 5 series first. That makes more sense. So we'll go with Nikali and Laura. Then Nash and Rashid. Focus camera. Now the Alpha series. So we'll go with Armika and Karen. Already running out of space a little bit here. And then Dan and Sakura. And then the original series characters. So we have Chun-Li, Vega, Zangief and Sagat, and of course our two main characters, Ryu and Ken. So let's place them. Let's move you up here and we'll move Cammy to the front. And we'll put Ken next to Evil Ken and Ryu next to Evil Ryu. Put Goken over here. In fact, actually, let's swap these guys around, just in terms of aesthetic. And last, we'll finish it off with the boss characters. I'm going to swap you guys over as well. The boss characters, of course, being Bison. So we have all of the psycho powers over here on this side, and Akuma. So that we have Evil Ryu, Ryu, and Gotetsu all over here. So I think that is going to be it for this video, folks. I hope you all enjoyed. It was a very, very long video, probably the longest video that I've ever done on this channel. So I do hope you all enjoyed. We will be trying to learn how to play this. I don't know if we'll be recording the learning process of it on camera, but we might do a tutorial and you might see a game of it at some point. Hopefully tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then some point in the future. But that's going to be it for this video, folks. I hope you all enjoyed. Please do take a look at the Discord in the description below. Give us a like, share and subscribe if you enjoy this. And remember, you can catch us on Twitch on twitch.tv/Solus1475. I'm quite tired. This was an exhausting video to do. But that's going to be it for today, folks. I hope you all enjoyed, and we will see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.